Andy.
Hello, and welcome to
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Henny.
with your hosts, Shannon,
Ooh, sounds tedious. You should do that.
Sally Ann,
God, that's tragic.
and Andy,
Which lever do I pull to be crushed by a safe?
featuring Shiloh,
Look what the cat cleaned up, showered, exfoliated, powdered lipstick, Gucci'd, and dragged in.
Eva,
Knock it off, Miss Fire Island. I'm reminiscing.
and Adria.
You know, honey, you've still got your looks. Where are you keeping them?
When are we going to have her as a guest on our show, Andy?
Sushi Booker.
Megan, I'm not in charge of talent. Hello.
I think that's your job, Andy.
Yes.
Nope, I'm busy.
You have connections,
I have
so
no
Yeah.
connections.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you one of her stalkers? I mean,
Huh?
aren't you one of her stalkers also?
Mm-mm.
oh, you
No?
don't stalk her? Maybe you should
Mm-mm.
start.
Maybe you
I
should.
wouldn't know how to begin to stalk her.
Mm. On social media or somewhere?
Yeah, I don't stalk on social media.
He stalks in real life.
I stalk in real life.
That's
Stalking
right.
Stalking in social media. Please.
Ah, that's
Because who's going to get mad at a stalker in a wheelchair, honestly?
Thank you.
They're like, why is this guy following me? But I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
yell at him because somebody might be recording it, and then
Yeah.
But all you have to do is run upstairs. Right?
Oh my God, you're so funny, Shannon.
oh my goodness.
I can't wait to key your car.
Andy, I like that t-shirt you've got on. Have you speaking of stalking, have you gotten us a sponsorship with Ralph Lauren yet?
Oh yeah, we're having lunch on Friday. Yeah.
You and
Y'all are
Ralph?
having lunch? Okay.
Mhm.
Mm,
We are.
okay.
I like that color green.
Thank you.
Mhm. Very summery.
Thank you.
I mean, you got the water behind you. You
It
look like
goes with he's like a
Yeah.
margarita on the beach, actually.
Yeah.
It goes, yes.
Well,
Andy's also salty, so that vibes
I like-
too.
I like to play
Extra
it
salt
accordingly.
with that, please.
Extra salt.
I like to play it accordingly.
What are you planning for?
Just playing. I'm going to turn my mail off so I won't ding
He's
while we're
So
podcasting.
busy.
He's got so many things
busy.
going on.
So many emails
what?
coming in.
So busy
I
and
do.
important.
I deleted about 300 emails today.
Any from Judy Kuhn?
No, she's busy.
Okay.
Who's emailing you?
Y'all don't
300
email
times a
anyway.
day?
Y'all just talk on the phone, right? You and Judy.
We communicate via Instagram.
Okay.
Mm. Mm.
'Cause
Sharon's like,
she doesn't use the Twitter, and I don't use the Twitter.
When you say
anymore.
we communicate, does
Mhm.
she communicate back, or is it all you harassing
It's
her on
Andy fawning over
Instagram?
her.
She
Just like,
commu-
all right, I love you so much.
Let me like every
She-
post. Let me make a comment on every post. Yeah,
I need to make
She
sure I'm your number one
communicates.
fan.
She communicates back to me.
And then
With a-
And then
with a
she
s-
talks to somebody on her team, be like, can we do something about this guy?
Does she communicate with a cease and desist order? Because
Right.
Yes, she does. She does.
Oh my, here we are again, children. So I wanted to bring something to your attention when we start
Uh-oh.
tonight. So
Mm.
I was listening to, I think it was a podcast a couple weeks ago, and it may have been Smartless that this was on.
Oh, I love that.
But anyway, I learned the true definition of what a Henny is. You know, you were asking what Henny is. And we were
Somebody
like,
was
"Oh, it's-"
talking about Henny.
Yes. So there's actually a Henny. It is when a male horse mates with a female donkey. So it's 5 o'clock somewhere, Henny.
Henny?
is
It
the
seems
baby of a horse
appropriate.
and a
It seems
donkey.
almost appropriate, doesn't it?
That's
It's
fantastic.
It does. Of a jackass. That's what
fantastic.
it
Right?
means.
a hybrid jackass, basically.
So there you go. Was it your sister who was asking what Henny was? Somebody. your
Everybody
friend.
can ask what Henny is. So
There you go. Now we know.
That's fantastic.
I
Can we
love it.
get that on merch?
Oh,
Andy?
absolutely.
Definition of a Henny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if it ever comes up in trivia, now you know. The more
Now
you
you
know.
know.
You know
Yeah.
what? I've already forgotten it.
I thought it was important to share.
I
since
think it's
was
important to
is.
know.
important to know.
Our viewers want to know, our listeners want to know.
The
They
more
So
have
you
been
know-
they've been clamoring, asking for it. So
all
there it
more-
is.
7
The
want
more
to
you know,
know.
shooting star. La 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 la.
Oh, how is everyone tonight,
Good.
Monday night?
Good.
I've had a very busy day. I'm tired and it's all good though. Just busy with work and a meeting that kept getting pushed out all afternoon till it finally got pushed out till 5 o'clock. But with the CTO and he's in mountain time. So it's 4 o'clock his time. So it's like, all right,
Yeah.
Shannon's one of those C-level people. He knows he
Yeah.
can throw his weight around and people will do what he wants to do. So
Yeah. If I don't feel like I want to have a meeting, I just move it out.
yeah, we just moved it out a couple of times, but it was a good meeting. But then I had stuff to do afterwards because I'm leaving in the morning. I'm going to
On it-
Mississippi to see my dad for Father's Day. And so
Oh.
I need to get packed and everything tonight because I've got several meetings in the morning and I'm going to leave like after like I've got one at 7:30 with some people offshore. And so my last one's at 10, and as soon as that one's over, I want to be able to hit the road. So I got to get packed tonight. So
How long a drive is that to Mississippi? 8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to
And
get podcast ready. Eva's here. Eva's my podcast person.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my day. How was the girls' day? Day.
Good.
Same. Busy.
Same.
Mm.
Same. How about
Monday.
your weekend? Anything
Monday.
fun? Andy had a little bit of a stomach bug. Y'all finished softball, right?
We
Or was
did. We
that-
finished yesterday. Yes. So we are done for the season.
If you were better, would you still be playing?
Yep, we would. But we weren't. But I mean,
It's good. It's about to get really hot. So
yeah,
if you
well,
can-
we played yesterday. We're supposed to start at noon. We didn't start till like 12:30 and played for 3.5 hours in the sun.
that's brutal.
And this is the over 50 team. So the fact that nobody died on that field is nothing short of a miracle.
They're not out there with IV fluids ready for everybody because
No.
I mean,
3 games right in a row. It was
That's
like, oh
hardcore.
my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was hot. Oh, it was
yesterday was gross. Yeah.
gross and sticky and gross.
It's very
And,
muddy. Yeah.
Our friend who doesn't listen to the podcast.
No, which one?
Well,
Roger?
yeah.
Yeah.
So Roger was there and Roger, it was so funny. He was like, because he was playing, but he was subbing in and out. He was like, I'm just dizzy. He was dizzy. Like, I was like, well, then sit down if
Right?
you're dizzy. I'm
Roger's
lightheaded.
showing
I'm
his
dizzy.
age now,
I'm
right?
dizzy. I'm lightheaded.
He's showing his age.
Yeah. So yes, if we were bitter. No,
Bitter.
we're bitter. If we were better, we'd still be playing, but we're not. So
Oh,
we're
good.
down.
It's
But
all
we're-
good.
We're fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, well, pretty quiet weekend. I
Yeah.
think.
It's pretty low key here too. So
I don't even remember what I did on Saturday.
I just ran a bunch of errands on Saturday, just adult stuff,
Yeah.
I
don't remember.
I did start last week. I watched was it on Hulu or Apple TV, Sugar with Colin, what's his name? Not Colin. What's his name? Come on, Eva, step in. What's his name? Good looking Irish guy.
Colin Farrell?
Who's Colin Farrell? Is that him? Good looking Irish guy?
His name's Colin.
And that's it. Yeah. It was weird. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say about it.
Is it a show or a movie?
It's like a 6 or 8
series?
parter,
Oh,
a
okay.
limited series. But I think
Okay.
I don't know if it's
Sugar.
coming back or not, but it was weird.
What's it about? Sugar?
Well, his name is John Sugar, and he's like a
Oh.
PI, but there's some mystery there because I love a good, private investigator type thing, but
Yeah.
there's some mystery there about him and his background, and it ends up not being at all what you think, or not me anyway.
But it's no BritBox. Not like those.
No,
You're a
it's
fan of
not
the
that
BritBox.
kind.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right.
I love a good BritBox show, even though I don't have BritBox. But
I thought you watched BritBox.
no, that's Becca.
Becca.
Becca was all
Oh.
up into some BritBox.
Becca and my mother. My mother loves her some BritBox. Yeah.
BritBox.
Okay.
Say that real
Yeah.
fast. BritBox.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
So
dad
very-
watches Ovation TV. I don't even get Ovation, but it's got a lot of stuff like that on there.
Oh. Is that
British
like what you
stuff.
would get on like an AM dial sort of? Like, is that like,
Maybe.
is
It's
that like
like,
local access TV sort
it's
of?
like Murdoch Mysteries, and I can't remember all that kind of stuff. So
Well,
I'll
did we
get,
talk? Did we
I
talk
watched
about
that this weekend. I watched
Okay.
that and Live PD. He watches a lot of Live PD. So we'll watch that this weekend as well.
What is Live PD?
Just that.
Like
Oh.
cops?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Live PD. They have crews in different cities, and then they have like commentators at a desk. They go back to, and talk about, these are all former law enforcement, talk about what's going on. So,
Okay.
yeah. So we'll
Oh.
watch a lot of that this weekend. Yeah.
Okay.
He was got the ears in. So
And when are you coming back?
Sunday,
Okay. Well, that's
Me
a
and
nice
Jo-
visit.
me and Joseph are heading out. So I've been
Oh.
preparing him and letting him know we're leaving and that he needs to be good. And I'll give him some calming chews in the morning. And he usually just sleeps the whole way. So fingers crossed on that.
He doesn't go in a crate or anything.
No, he has a little
No.
booster seat. Have I never shown you his booster seat? It's adorable. But I'll tell you what, I wish I could show you right now. I was cleaning out my office a few weeks ago, and I had a paper box, a box with reams of paper, and he's taken that over. So I put a blanket down in it, and he's been in his box all day. So I may just take his box and let him sleep in it.
So my grandfather used to say, "Go get in your box."
That's it. He's in his box.
Go get in your box, Joey.
I'll ask him, I'll be like, "Are you ready to get in your box?" So
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, what's everybody drinking?
I'm drinking the same thing I had last week, I think. My pink lemonade ice cubes with some lime vodka and club soda
Okay.
and a Diet Coke.
And a Diet Coke.
Oh, Eva's got a Bill beer.
Beer?
What
Fresh
kind
out-
is it, Eva?
It's Miller Lite. I'm a little overhung today.
Well, yesterday was Sunday Fun Day, so
Yesterday was Sunday Fun Day and celebrating the end of softball.
Mm,
Thank God.
mm.
Andrew, what are you drinking?
Double Tito's, 3 olives.
Oh,
Is that good for your cold?
so
I don't give a
just a
shit.
lot of Tito's and some olives, basically.
Better.
Right. What about you, Shannon? You got another girl drink like you did last in the skinny can?
I do. This is Celsius Arctic
Oh,
Vibe.
this is a different one. Arctic.
Uh-huh.
Is it
It's-
good?
It's yes, this is sparkling frozen berry with vodka. I mean,
I
I
like
added
it.
the vodka. Yeah, it's pretty
I
tasty.
like it.
And,
Yeah.
and I'm in my Captain America cup here.
Oh, cute.
It makes him look green though. It's
He
a
does
blue
look
cup.
green.
It is a blue cup. It makes him look
Okay.
green though.
So Marvel. I know you're a
How-
DC girl.
I know. But I have these glasses. I don't know. Somebody got them for me at some point.
That's not working.
So, yes. All right, Sally. And what are we celebrating today
Oh my God.
or this
so
week?
much.
Besides Father's Day coming up.
Well, we've got Father's Day, but today, let me get back to it. Today is National Frosted Cookie Day, which I love me a frosted
I
cookie.
love it. Mhm.
It's also National Iced Tea Day for all
I
us
love good
Southern
iced tea.
people.
Mhm.
I'm a
And
big
now, is
fan.
that sweet tea or any
It
tea?
just says National Iced Tea. Do you do it sweet, Shannon, or unsweet?
Not usually. I like it unsweet.
I know Andy likes it sweet. What about you, Eva?
Unsweet.
I like it a little bit sweet. I usually order it unsweet and then we'll just add a little sweetener to it. Or if I go somewhere, I'll tell them
Half and
Do-
half.
75% unsweet and top it off with some sweet. That's like me.
Just a touch of
Um,
sweet.
Let's see what else we have. This was interesting. Second Tuesday in June tomorrow is now. It's National Forklift Safety Day. Now, I feel like the main people that need to know about forklift safety are actually the people driving forklifts. Like the average person who's never going to be around a forklift might not need to know about it. But
No.
it's also National Call Your Doctor Day, which somebody
Well-
like me or myself, we have enough time with doctors. We're good. We don't need to
Wait, call your doctor day?
call your doctor.
What do you call him? Like,
Doc.
hi, how are you?
What's up,
Like,
Doc?
what am I?
Because they all want to talk to you on the phone.
Yeah,
so-
because they have a lot of interest in me calling them.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
it's call your doctor day.
And then Wednesday is National Jerky Day. Do y'all like jerky? Does anybody eat jerky? I'm not a jerky person.
I do.
Andy and I
I do.
don't. Y'all two do.
Mhm.
Okay.
I love beef
Vegan
jerky.
Vegan jerky is
Ugh,
amazing.
what does vegan, jerky, taste
What
like?
is that?
It's a
so
carrot.
good. They sell it at Whole Foods. It's basically just tofu, but it's pressed the way that jerky is made.
So
It's
it
not
has
as-
the
it's
texture
not-
and the
yeah.
seasoning of
It's
jerky.
not as it's seasoned, but
Not
it's
as
not
tough?
as tough. Yeah,
Why not just eat a cardboard box?
it's delicious. I can eat a whole bag by myself. It's delicious.
I'm gonna pass on that.
I feel like it's taking the whole intent of beef jerky out of
Right?
it.
Yeah.
And it comes in different flavors.
Like teriyaki, so it's teriyaki tofu.
Teriyaki, barbecue. I like the
Bubble
salt and
gum?
pepper.
Does
I
it
like
come
the
in
salt and
bubblegum
pepper.
flavor? or
Salt and
something?
pepper.
It comes in carrot and broccoli and cauliflower.
Now, another day, Friday is National Movie Night Day, which that's kind of cool. I know y'all like movies. I know y'all like the Marvel and all that.
Yeah.
But also the Friday before Father's Day, and this could be quite controversial, I believe.
Okay.
It
Well,
is-
we're quite controversial on the show.
It is
So,
Wear Blue Day, and it's in support of fathers to show you for Father's Day. Now, in today's world, assuming that fathers like blue could be controversial, right?
Why?
Boy,
Because people are like, pink doesn't have to be for girls and blue doesn't have to be for boys, right? Come on, y'all are the
Gender-
PC police on here.
Gender,
Don't act
gender
like you don't know
neutral.
what I'm
Gender
talking about.
neutrality.
that's
Don't act
just
like you don't know what I'm
stupid.
talking about.
I'm gonna wear pink just for all those dads out
Hell
there that
yeah.
wanted me to wear
So,
pink.
Anyway, that's just a little highlight of some of the days. National Iced Cookie Day is my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good
anybody
one.
wants to send us some iced cookies,
That'd be great.
go
Yeah.
for it.
What is that one
Delicious.
company that I think it's a woman's name where you get cookies from and they're ice cookies? Oh, they're so good. And you can order, they're like online.
Oh,
I
I don't know her name, but I
We've
know
gotten
what
them at the
you're talking
office before. They're so good.
Yeah.
And they come in
Well,
the mail.
Well, they're not iced, but Tiff's treats are some of my favorites.
Those
I
are
mean,
good. Those are real good.
I like a nice.
And
Nice cookie.
Crumble. Have you ever been to Crumble? with
I've
the
never
big-
had
Crumbles.
crumble cookies. I've
With the
heard
big-
so many
oh,
mixed
they're
reviews
so
on them.
good.
So,
They're so good.
I like it
Yeah.
better than Tiff's treats.
Well, they have like some really fun flavors that
Yeah.
the last like we ordered they change their flavors all the time.
Yeah.
And one of them we ordered was like French toast or something. It was like it had
Oh,
syrup.
did they have syrup on the side?
No,
for you?
it did not have syrup on it, but it tasted like French toast. That's why I liked it because it didn't.
But it didn't
wasn't
have the syrup.
No. Mm-mm.
Nice.
But if Crumbles wants to sponsor us, please call us because that would be a
Yeah.
good. I mean, I
Tiff's
can't
treats.
eat them on the
Yeah. Or
but
Tiff's treats or
I could smell them.
Oreos. I don't know. Just-
Any of
Did you
them.
ever eat the sprinkles cookies when there was open next door to the sprinkles store? They used to
No.
have a sprinkles.
Sprinkles
they had
had cookies too?
Yeah, they had cookies and the ice cream. So what they would do is they would
Ooh.
sprinkle. They would cut the cupcake, stick it on the bottom, put ice cream, and then the top of the cupcake, and then they would crumble the cookie on top. Oh my gosh.
That sounds
Wow.
like diabetes waiting to
That's
happen.
like-
It really was. It's like you take one bite and you're like, holy crap.
That's
This is,
like hard
diabetic shock.
right there, but
Wow.
that's good.
but it's so good.
But it
But then
sounds
they-
amazing.
Yeah.
Then they closed it though. Then they closed it.
Shannon, that is not approved by the cult.
That really
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
get me like flogged
out.
by
That
the
would-
cult.
yeah.
You're out. You're excommunicated at that point. So,
Happens to Mormons, it happens to me. It's fine.
there you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I like the ice cookie day. All right.
Yep.
What are we obsessed with this week?
I'll share what I'm obsessed with.
Do it.
So
Do
I
it.
don't know if somebody posted this. It's funny, somebody posted it and I didn't look it up, and then it started showing up on my TikTok feed. Well, whoever posted maybe something, and I don't remember, but it was about the Spanish national either soccer team or one of their sports teams. And whoever is in charge of their TikTok account is just recording these hot men, after games and stuff. And I was like, I'm all here for that. But then that got me onto rugby TikTok.
Oh.
Those are some nice,
Mhm.
Well, we
Nice
talked
men.
about that show on
those
was
are
it on
nice
Net-
men.
the rugby show.
Big thighs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Juicy.
So I'm on
Juicy.
rugby TikTok now, and yeah.
Did you watch the show? I think it's on Netflix that we talked about.
No,
several
I
weeks
didn't. I
ago.
forgot about that. Yeah.
You should watch it. I'll have to look up the name again, but it's really
I mean, I
good.
go to scrum meetings all the time, but that's not the same thing.
Yeah. Do y'all stand in a circle and move like they do in your scrum meetings?
Well, if we did, right? Yeah.
It would make them more fun.
Yeah.
Have you ever-
yeah.
have you ever
So
watched
right
rugby?
Now, right now, that's what I'm into is the.
Have you ever watched it live? Like been to
No.
a rugby match?
No.
I went when one of our softball people, when I was on a different team, played, and oh my gosh, within like 5 seconds, they're like bleeding, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no,
Oh,
this
yeah,
is too
they're-
much,
They're
too much,
hardcore.
and it's gay,
Yeah.
rugby, of course. So it's like,
Yeah.
feel a little
Dramatic.
this, feel a little that, and then knock
Yeah.
you out, and then get blood
Yeah.
all over yourself. So
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm over. Men with really big thighs.
You're-
Apparently.
You mean you're obsessed with?
I'm just
You're-
obsessed with
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
What about y'all?
Andy, what are you obsessed with?
While I was down this weekend, they had all these movies on. Forget what, I think it was Lifetime.
Oh,
The
Lord.
girl,
Oh,
the
my
girl in the
gosh.
basement, the girl in the attic, the girl in the closet, the girl in the car.
Mother may I flirt with murder,
oh my god,
And I wa-
Mother
I
May I
wa-
Sleep with Danger.
I watched every single one of them, and they were
Really?
they were just stupid. But
Did you lose your remote and
But
not
it-
change the channel? What were you stuck on Lifetime?
there's nothing on
Right.
this weekend.
But they were very predictable. So
Okay,
Yeah,
was she-
they're so
was she-
predictable, but they're based on a true story. I'm like, really?
Was she dead in the closet, or was she dead in the
Mm-mm.
attic, or was she alive
Nope.
and just being kept up there?
Man kept her up there.
Wow, it's very
Have they
rude.
started their Christmas movies yet, or these are just regular movies?
You know,
It
that's
is
not
Christmas
the-
in July coming up. Christmas in July is coming up.
Yep.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
Did it put the lotion on the skin?
Oh,
Is it the Flowers in the Attic movies you were watching? Because that's
right.
Nope.
I never saw those.
That's where the brother and the sister were doing it.
incest is best.
Yeah.
Put your family to the test.
That's so
I mean,
gross.
they learn. I mean, if you know the story, the brother and sister were locked up in the attic together,
and
and
they
they were
just
doing
were like,
they were doing it. Well, that's because the mom was doing her cousin
Son?
or her uncle. was it
so
somewhere?
that's all they knew.
The dad and the mom were brother and sister, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some
So,
jacked up stuff
I
right
mean,
there.
it was
Jacked
keeping it in the family.
Right?
Based in Kentucky. Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying that.
We've now lost Kentucky as a sponsor.
Oh, well. And all of our Kentucky listeners.
All right.
Eva, what are you obsessed with?
I'm sure everyone has seen me wear these before, but I'm obsessed with these oversized shirts that have like they're kind of a flowy texture. I always like to wear clothes that are a little bit more
Loose?
not loose, tighter, but not like super tight where you can like see
Oh.
my rolls, but like kind of form fitting. But last summer, I lost a lot of weight when I got on this medicine, and so I've decided to get into these like flowy shirts. But now I found out what they're called. They're called camp shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the
So I didn't-
wide open neck.
The
sort of
wide
thing.
open neck. Yeah, I wore one yesterday.
They're everywhere now.
They're
Yeah,
I thought
they're
it was going to say
everywhere.
caftan at first. And I was
No,
like,
no,
"Oh,
no, no,
that's
no.
Mrs. Roper. So,
But so I went from like a closet full of t-shirts because
Dude,
there's
camp
t-shirts
shirts.
to all these like camp shirts being hung in the
So are
closet.
you wearing the camp shirts with the 5-inch shorts?
I do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And my sister said that her boys are in, she said that makes you younger, Shannon, because her boys all wear the
Yeah.
5-inch ones.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Shannon
Wow.
has the gams for it. I have the short, stumpy
Indeed.
tree trunks.
I have dancer's legs.
She
like
does.
Juliet Prowse.
Julian Huff.
Juliet Huff.
Huff.
Wait, no.
Julie somebody.
Julie
Yeah.
Louis Dreyfus.
But everybody
Julie
has those.
Newmar. Who's Julie Newmar?
Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah.
But everywhere has those camp shirts. I mean,
Yeah.
like
And
every
Nordstrom, and I
all
go to
of them have
Nordstrom.
yeah.
Yeah. And
They just weird me out a little bit because
They're a little V-neck, right?
they're a little
Yeah.
necky for me, and I don't have a chest.
well, just
I have the
some people
pecs for
wear.
it.
I don't
No.
wear anything underneath, but some people wear like a
T-shirt.
wife
No.
beater or just like a lower.
Wife beater.
Yeah,
It looks better without a shirt underneath.
yeah. I wear my necklace, so just
It shows off your cleavage,
It
Eva.
dangles between my cleavage and all the gray hair that's coming up in the middle of my chest.
Welcome.
It's down in the canal, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to your mid 40s.
It accentuates my bosom.
It was,
But yes, that's what I'm obsessed. I mean, I was looking at Nordstrom today because their anniversary sale is coming up, and I was looking, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's cute, that's cute, that's cute." And I'm like, "Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta focus on
Yeah.
work and not shopping."
Right. Right.
Which is part of work. So
yeah.
but yeah.
No, those are
Obsessed with
cute. Yeah, those are cute shirts. Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm obsessed with a TV show, which is not a new TV show, but I've been watching the crap out of it. And I already told Eva this, I think, and Candy, but so the spring or summer baking championships. I don't know
Yes,
how in
it's so
the world
good.
we ever started watching it. It was like
good.
one of those Amazon, click on it. Oh, that was like 8 seasons
is that the Great
ago.
British Baking Show?
No,
or
no.
whatever? Oh, this
Food
is
Network.
different.
Food
This is Food
Network. And it's like,
Oh.
I don't know, what, 10 seasons or something?
Yeah,
on
there's
the
a lot. The
spring
summer
baking?
one only has two.
Yeah.
But the
Okay.
spring one has a lot, and then there's a holiday baking.
Yeah.
There's summer baking. There's spring baking. There's Halloween wars and Halloween baking.
Right.
The Halloween
But
one's really good.
I like this. It's like a competition show, Sally.
Yeah.
So it's like these bakers and they have every week
Yeah.
somebody gets eliminated and all that good stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know why.
great.
We just keep
Into it.
watching it. We just keep watching it and watching it. And on to the next one, on the next one. I'm
I
like,
love it.
I'm so invested in this and I don't even bake. And I can't even eat. I can't even eat anything.
Yeah, I'm looking at Rick every time we're looking at like all these desserts, and I'm like, yeah, I couldn't even have that. They're like pouring weighing the sugar, and then the sugar's like in this bowl, and I'm like,
3 sticks
I
of
can't-
butter.
Yeah, I mean and it's so funny to see because they're all from different parts of the U.S. of course,
Yeah.
but different baking styles and like different
yeah.
recipes that they have. Even though the challenge calls for like, okay, bake a pie,
Cheesecake. Yeah.
yeah, cheesecake
Just to
pie.
see how everybody goes about that differently,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and they're like, "Oh, my grandmother used to do this, so I'm making this. I'm putting a twist on this." I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
very
it's fun.
I
inventive.
like that.
It's
And
but,
Jesse Palmer's hot.
okay. So
I
I was just
love
gonna
it,
say
yeah.
Jesse Palmer he does most of them, but they've had other substitutes in and they're not the same. But
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of Jesse Palmer till watching the show.
Yeah.
And he's so
Yeah.
funny and
I
like
like
very
Jesse.
personable and
Yeah.
like he was on The Bachelor, right? Wasn't he?
He
a
was
Bachelor?
he was the Bachelor one
Bachelor.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was the Bachelor.
I like him on college football weekends. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
good. So,
But he's
Have
really
you-
he's really like fun to watch. Like
Yeah,
it's
and
very surprising.
it's like he was made for this too. He
Yeah.
has that.
Yeah.
He has that personality. But
Yeah.
have you started watching? I don't know if you've gotten to the part where he starts to do these dad jokes, like
Yes.
the dad jokes that
Yes.
become his like,
Yeah.
like
the summer baking is the
That's
yeah,
worst.
his
this
Big
summer,
now,
yeah.
the dad
And he's like
jokes.
making
Yes,
these
it's funny.
dad jokes, and everybody's just like baking, and they're like, "Yeah, that was funny. That was
But
funny."
he's
And
still-
like, boom.
But he's still hot. And he
wears those
dresses
But,
really well.
Shorts. He wears
He
those
dresses
shorts in
really
the
well.
summer.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So Sally, and you'll have to watch it if you
I'm
like
gonna
baking
watch it
shows.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it on Amazon? You said or
I watch it on
I-
HBO.
It's on the Food Network.
On Max. It's on
Yeah,
Max.
Max. It's on Max. It's on Max. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All the seasons are on Max. So you can
Okay.
watch it. All right. So what are you over, Sally Ann?
I am over. I don't know if y'all have seen these, and I've seen. I've gone places. I know a few times, like doctors' offices and stuff. The girls at the front will have those keyboards now that sound like typewriters. Do you know what I'm talking about? They have the big keys and they sound like they're actually using a typewriter instead of a keyboard. So I guess these younger kids like the clicking sound and I'm like, no, it's annoying. Just use the keyboard. Just use the regular keyboard. It does not need to sound like a typewriter that the three of us older ones had to take typing in high school. So.
I was gonna say nightmares of typing class,
Yes,
right?
but that's what it
What's a
sounds like.
typewriter?
It's shut up, Shiloh.
Shut up, Shiloh.
You
Sounds
took
like a
typing
typewriter.
class.
At least we had electric typewriters. I don't know. Andy probably had manual one back in the day. So
Nope. Nope. I had electric.
So anyway, that's kind of what I'm over. Just that.
Yeah.
I'm like, get over
Yeah.
yourselves.
He had
Hey,
rocks and
Shiloh,
chisels.
welcome.
Hi, I have internet and power.
Yay!
About time. Yeah.
You might want to change that background.
And Andy,
Right.
what do you over?
Two things. I'm trying to think of the one that's the least offensive.
Oh, start with the most offensive.
No, I'm only gonna do one. I'm over Caitlin Clark.
Mm.
I'm
That
tired
is
of her.
controversial.
I'm
No.
not. I'm over the bullying of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I don't much concern myself with that. Whatever. I'm just over her. Just like I'm over Beyonce and I'm over Taylor. I'm over Caitlin.
Well, you've just
Too much
alienated the rest of our listeners.
No.
Thanks, Andy.
Too much over.
Eva, what are you over?
There you go. I am over when I pay for a streaming service without ads,
And
And
they
I get
start
it-
throwing the
and I get an email where they say they're now going to put ads in with, even though you pay for it with no ads. Amazon, I'm talking to you.
Porn.
Why? Now they're all starting to do it. Basically, we've all
I'm just
become,
gonna go back
it's
to
become
cable.
again.
Yeah.
It's become cable again. It's become cable again.
Well,
And I just
Prime,
don't
you
like-
can pay $3 a month with Prime and you can get rid of ads, but that seems dumb. Like you're already
I'm
spending
already
$100. Yeah.
paying that much
Yeah.
for the pet.
When you
for the
say
no
you,
ads.
you mean Rick is
no?
Prime.
I'm paying for that.
To be
He's got
fair.
his own. I've got
That's-
my own.
Why do you have different
Wow.
accounts?
Because I don't want his crap showing up on my log. Girl, compression socks? No, I'm not there yet.
Eva
No.
just didn't want Rick to see what Eva's ordering.
There
No,
you go.
I did- no, I
All
say-
the
I say-
wigs.
I say compression socks, but I'm sure he doesn't want to see my earrings and necklaces
And wigs.
and wigs. You beat me to it. Yes,
Yeah,
my cue is
he
my
knows.
cue is wigs
Yeah.
and wigs, necklaces, and earrings. So, but yeah, I'm just so sick of that because now it's just becoming cable again.
I agree.
And
I
it's just like, what's the point? And I'm also, to piggyback on that, I'm also tired of limiting how many users can use an account. Because if I pay for it, I should be able to regulate who I want to give my
If I buy a
Password
book,
too?
I can let anybody use my book.
exactly.
If
However,
I buy, if I
it's
buy a
become a-
movie, I
Yeah.
can pass it around to everybody.
and it's become a recent problem because all my family loves the Mavs, and we all try to log in at the same time to watch it on HBO Max, and we get the alert that says too many users, and I'm like, this is my account. I could
I'm
easily
kicking somebody off.
I could easily kick somebody off of this, but we also have Spectrum, so we're able to watch it on Spectrum without interrupting anybody else's service. We don't want to inconvenience anybody
Right.
in the sticks in Holly, Texas. But yeah, that I'm just sick of that. Quit. Just if I'm paying for it, let me have full access. That's all I ask.
Shiloh, what are you over now that you joined us?
I'm
Not
over our
having internet.
Oh my god, I'm over our reliance on electricity and internet. You
Welcome
can
to
live without
2024.
internet. Because like last week I tethered to my phone, like I use it as a hotspot, but like not having electricity for
How
6 days.
how much yeah, do you have like an unlimited plan with that? Because doesn't
So I
it
have
charge you a certain
unlimited
amount?
data, but they like I think I
For
was a
hotspot.
week into my billing cycle, and they're like, "Hey, you've used 16 gigabytes of your 26."
Yeah, I'm about to
It's like
say
a
like,
weekend, yeah.
yeah.
But all that they're just like, "We'll just start slowing you down." But I mean,
yeah.
How much how much does the porn take of that bandwidth?
so what I'm not over, I know I missed the what is the other one? What I don't listen.
Obsessed.
Obsessed with it.
Obsessed
He's
with
like,
it.
I don't
So,
even know what it is.
I did some research earlier today. Now that I have the internet back, so we talked about how porn has been blocked in Texas blocked by the providers, It's back.
But you did some test runs on that today?
Yes, you
It's
can
back.
find your educational porn back. So what they're
It's
doing
back.
now, you have to verify that you're of age and you have to create an account. So
Oh
you
no, that's
can
too much.
get on your phone and it'll scan your face, or you can scan a picture of your photo ID and they'll verify your age.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
great.
need porn. I don't need porn.
Or of your-
So I
my
use
picture.
Eva's email address to sign up for a porn account.
I was wondering
so
where
can
that
do it
came
for-
from.
Wait,
yeah,
did you use a picture of
educational.
Eva? Did you use a picture of Eva? For
I
the face?
did in a wig. Yeah, in a wig, just so they would. Yeah. It took
That's
a
why
minute to verify because it couldn't tell what the
Yeah.
You
Well,
should have used my
Yeah.
personal one, not my work one. Jeez.
Sorry.
When
I
you,
only had your UT Health Science
when you
Center one.
took the picture of him in the wig with the mustache and all, did you have to
Yes.
pick your pronouns then too?
Yeah.
Well, it picks for you.
So it could verify.
It just said they,
Dude.
them. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
picked. Yeah.
It
Blouse.
Yeah.
Blouse.
blouse.
So all you listeners out there, porn is back in Texas for educational research purposes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shiloh only knows for educational reasons.
Yeah,
Yes.
I actually had to do. I did miss the podcast last week, so I had to be extra prepared today. So
You
I did
did some
research. Yeah.
investigative journalism.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you.
It was very
Shiloh.
hands-on, very hands-on
Well-
journalism.
Well, Eva, this is the
Hands
second.
on what? We don't want to know.
Eva, this is the second breaking story that he's broke for us in the last day and a half.
Oh, that's great, Shiloh. You've done
Shiloh,
your-
you're
And no one
becoming a
was
real
eating in this story
investigation.
either. Yeah,
No one was eating at all.
no one's eating.
We have to get you a
By
tiara and a
shark? Is that
crown.
what you're talking about? Somebody being eaten by a shark or
I'm gonna have to start taking over the Titan's Tattletale.
Yeah.
Titan's tattletale?
You'll be the newly crowned Fagatha Christie.
I don't need titles. That's fine.
Who knew that Shiloh could get the insight on gay relationships?
Gay relationships.
I asked the gayest person I knew, and he had the answer.
Eva?
That's it.
No,
No,
gayer.
actually,
Gayer.
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 I know,
Gayer than
Sally Ann.
Eva?
I see your
Yeah.
face. I know.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
Anybody I know?
Yeah.
Jail.
Oh,
He doesn't listen to the podcast. We can say people's names, right?
okay.
Katie can beep it out.
I can see that.
She won't, but she can.
Katie's cutting out my entire section. I mentioned porn, like my entire section is gone,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
We're gonna get sued by jail too.
She ain't got no money. Bobby Glenn.
Bobby Glenn will sue us.
Bobby Glenn will.
Okay, so I'll cover my over it real quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So I am over app updates. So you know you have apps on your phone. I'm so tired of needing to update it again and again and again. And you
Yeah.
can't use this until you update again. I'm like,
Right?
okay, it still sucks whenever I update it. Why am I having to update it all the time? And it's also on my TV, my smart TV,
Yeah.
using some of those apps. You have to update those and then it doesn't work, doesn't download right. I'm like,
Then you got to re-enter your password that you
Yes.
can't remember.
can't remember. And I'm like, it was fine as it was. I don't know why I have to update it already. It was crappy and I was used to the crappy, but it's not any
Yeah.
better. So why do we have to? And then, I get these updates. Oh, you have 300 updates you needed. But oh, okay. And then my whole phone is dead because it's all updating. And I know it's crazy. I hate it. It's stupid.
So we
Old
have
man.
Apple. We have Apple TV. So whenever I update it on my phone, it updates on my Apple TV because it's my account. So
Okay.
we don't have to worry about that.
Mm,
You fancy that
okay.
one.
You're fancy.
You fancy
Okay.
that. Hey, before we move forward, I have an update from last week, Shannon.
Yeah.
Something you talked about the baby deer.
Yes.
Oh,
Hang on a second. The baby deer are not abandoned if they are found alone. The mom stays back and visits the baby only when she feels safe and no predators. She's actually protecting the baby and herself that way.
There
Never
you
touch
go.
a baby deer like you wouldn't touch any other animal. But this was the add to it. I feel like Shiloh might have known that had he been there.
Baby deers.
I'm actually. Eva says he's from the country. I'm from the country. Yeah.
yeah.
He
he's
goes,
from the-
he looks like a hunter. I can see him in camo. And I think he would look nice in it too.
Who's that from?
Who
Who said
posted
that?
that? Is this your
I
sister?
can't tell.
It's your
Oh.
sister.
Well,
Tell
My
her
friend
say hey.
Shannon.
Tell her say what's up.
but it was funny. She was like, I think Shiloh would have known that if he had been there. So
I would have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably so. Yeah.
I was skeptical about touching it because I know that if you touch like a
You don't need
bird
to
or
touch
anything
it,
else,
yeah.
Do I need to listen to the podcast, or is this enough for me to know
No.
what happened last week?
That's
Okay.
fine.
that's pretty much it. So
Yeah.
Shannon saw a baby deer and thought it was abandoned.
Yeah. There was a whole drama about it at the lake. So But all is well. The mother showed up.
Oh, and he put a bow and a wig on it, and
Well, now the baby's dead because the mother rejected it.
and now the poor baby.
I didn't touch it. It wasn't me.
Deer aren't ready
I'm
for
gonna-
transitioning deer.
I'll talk to Allie when I see her.
What were the deer's pronouns?
Yeah, right.
Abandoned.
Bambi.
Oh.
Jerky. Venison.
Oh
Oh, well,
Dinner.
the mama wouldn't come back if it was Bambi. Oh, she'd be dead.
no, she got shot.
Mm.
Yeah.
What a terrible movie that is. Why would you kill the mama deer? That's terrible.
Life lesson.
Because it's the circle of life, Shannon. It happens.
Character development, plot, growth.
Growth.
She wouldn't sleep with the producer, I think, so they wrote her out of the picture. So
That tracks.
All right, Shiloh,
that's all we
you're
got.
up.
Sports.
Do I have to cover the sports that happened 2 weeks ago, or we just start from?
Just
No, we covered
whatever.
them
Fresh.
without you.
We actually had
Yeah,
a
we
very
actually talked.
lengthy discussion about it last
Okay,
week.
so I'm gonna listen to the podcast, just my section, because that's all I care about anyway, and then I'll come back after this episode and correct everything you guys said.
Okay.
I think I got out the Google and verified things.
Okay, good.
She did.
Okay,
She did.
So we'll start with some local sports since Eva's wearing his new Titans hoodie. So we had our end of season tournament in. Granted, it wasn't 100 degrees, but it was miserably hot this weekend. The E team won their first game. They played really well. It was really strong. The other team didn't show up, so it was a forfeit.
Literally didn't show up.
Did not show up. They only had 8 people, and only one of them showed up. And so, yeah. So solid win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win, and that's the only win they had all weekend.
But how pissed off would you be if you showed up for the game?
If you were that one
in
person,
Grand Prairie, that one person,
Yeah.
knowing that you were going to
Yeah.
not play a game.
Oh,
I saw him
Yeah.
too. I was like, I bet he was pissed.
I'm sure
I
I'd be
would be.
pissed. Yeah.
Did
and-
nobody call them and say?
I know. I'm like,
"Hey,
don't they
by
have a
the
group
way-"
They have a group
don't
meeting.
show up.
Incessant messages.
They were only going to have 9, but one of the people who said they were going to be there apparently went to Galveston for the weekend, and somebody was like, "Hey, make sure you bring whatever." And they're like, "I'm in Galveston. I'm not going to be." Yeah. So
Okay.
managing
out.
adults in a softball league
He's
is
out.
really fun. Yeah, it's really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the highlight of the weekend. Eva.
What highlight for E?
No, for the E
Oh,
team. For the E team.
Okay.
Eva
All right.
had a personal conquest of his shattered. So we won't mention any names or how many testicles they have, but Eva has an ex who he has never beat playing softball. He was never lost to playing softball. And the hash brown team he played on, all the teams that Eva's been on, all 2, he's always beaten this
Oh,
particular ex
13 years
Your one ball
until
Yeah.
yesterday.
till yesterday.
I'm sorry, Eva.
That
Yeah.
Can we say one nutted? That one nutted bastard. He doesn't listen to this. Caught
But yeah,
everything. He was everywhere. He played. He played like he had 2 balls. Honestly, like he was.
well, he caught 2 of mine. So.
He did caught 2. Yeah, he caught 2 years. Eva never goes up the middle. Eva went up the middle twice, and he caught both of them.
So he
And then-
caught 2 balls, and Eva went up the middle. This could go so many different ways.
Hey, you can interpret how you want to.
And then he burned me.
Yes, he did. He did burn you. He
burned me bad.
Eva, I believe Eva struck out yesterday.
I did.
So we introduced a shame bell for the E team, and it was wrong quite a bit.
Yeah.
Quite a
Sally
bit.
Ann,
Yeah.
are you familiar with Game
Shame.
of Thrones?
Game of
By the way, did you watch Game
No,
of
I
Thrones?
never watched that.
Okay. Anyway,
If anything,
When the
just look
whores
good.
walk down the street, they ring the shame bell and they say
a bell.
shame,
Shame.
Really?
shame. Sorry,
So-
the incestors, yeah, inbreeders, whatever.
Whatever.
So it's the same thing about softball. When the
Yeah.
whores don't hit the ball,
When the
Strike
horse
out.
don't
ring
hit
the
the ball,
shame, we ring the shame bell.
It was pretty funny. I mean, it's all
Oh my
it's all in good spirits. And so luckily they were done by 10 a.m. yesterday. The
Are we gonna-
Legends team.
Wait. Are we not going to talk about his little temper tantrums on both
Oh, yeah.
days?
Keep the tantrum?
I had 2.
Did you? Did you kick stuff? Throw stuff?
I did. I
He,
threw some.
Did you?
If you're
I
going to,
did.
Eva's really good at throwing gloves. Usually it's just the softball glove, but this week it was the batting gloves.
It was all
you-
off.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah. I hit the bench with my hand. I was just.
did
he
it
was.
hurt?
Honestly, it's the
No, no, no,
manliest
no,
I've
no,
ever
no.
seen him.
Eva, tell him about
something
yesterday, what you
like
said and what my mom
I'm-
said.
So Rick was sitting next to Pam. You know, Pam comes to watch our games.
All of
And,
games.
yeah, I gave her these pom poms because Saturday she saw my fit. So I gave her these pom poms, and I'm like, Pam, I got you these pom poms. She said, oh, I know this is an apology for yesterday. I didn't mean to throw the temper tantrum. I had some expletives there. And so fast forward to the end of the game when I had my temper tantrum again, I get into the dugout and Rick's sitting next to Pam, and I yell, Jesus Christ, loud. And she looks over at Rick and she says, no, Jesus Christ has nothing to do with this. You keep his name out of this. And Rick was laughing so hard. He was like, I didn't have the heart to tell him that you didn't believe in all that. I was like,
Keep his name out your mouth.
Out your mouth.
Keep my Lord and Savior's name out your damn
Yeah,
mouth.
quote Will Smith.
Yes. It was so funny. But yeah, I had another one. It was just frustration.
That's
it was
my
hot.
like top 5 of your meltdowns playing softball.
Yeah,
My
there's many. There's
Personal
many.
favorite is when you got mad in a scrimmage and you left the scrimmage mid scrimmage and you didn't walk around the fields to leave. You walked
walked
right
right through
across
the
the
field.
field.
I
From one
did.
dugout
Ever
across the field to the other with all of your stuff and just walked out.
Does anybody
I forgot about that.
Because I would love to see
We
a
should start recording.
with it
So
like set to some sort of music. I don't know.
they
Yeah.
do have cameras now, like a GoPro at the fields, but it's like at the backstop. So it wouldn't have you could have picked up the audio of the Jesus Christ, but you wouldn't have actually seen them.
Yeah.
We should get a dugout camera. I mean, honestly,
No.
We really should.
We
We really
made-
should.
$366 at our event yesterday. We could buy a couple cameras, one for each team,
I
just have it
think
in there.
well worth it.
Oh gosh.
Well worth it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then
I'll
you
look
can
into
just
that.
have an outtakes video. So
It
and
livens
you
up
could
the
do
game.
it pay-per-view and earn some money.
Are you talking about like an OnlyFans softball outtakes?
Ew.
Eva said he was playing in a thong yesterday. Maybe.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, Saturday. Saturday.
No, it was yesterday. It was yesterday.
Were you
No, I
wearing
wasn't
underwear
wearing- no,
yesterday?
I was wearing underwear. I was wearing the wrong underwear.
Oh.
And it felt like a thong, and I was like, this thong is riding up.
It's pretty bad when it's not a thong, but it feels like a thong, right?
Yeah,
It means it
yeah.
is so far up your crack.
Yeah.
It's very cheeky.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
cheeky.
Very much.
Very cheeky. All right, so that's the outtakes of the E team. The Legends team played. The Legends team has not won a game all season. We have a couple wins based on teams forfeiting because they broke the rules. We tied one game, so we had 3 games, a best of 3 against the other Legends team to get a bid to go to Vegas. And the games were supposed to be at 12, 1, and then 2 if we had to play the third game. Heat of the day. It was hot. It was miserable. We won our first game. That team that we played against, who has a stacked team with a bunch of players from out of town, we won't mention names, even though they don't listen to the podcast. Their coach was pissed because they lost that first game. It was great. I really thought we were going to have them in the second game. We were up 8-3, then 8-6, and then they decided to score 17 runs in an inning.
Oh,
No fault of ours. Like they were just hitting the ball.
no fault of ours.
Well, like we didn't make bad plays. We didn't drop the ball where there's no bad throws. They were just crushing the ball that inning, and everyone was out there for probably 20 minutes in the field, just roasting. And after that, we were done, and then we had to play the third game after being gassed, and we were there. We made them work for it, and we did great. And then our pitcher Charlie was starting to cramp up and shut down. I mean, Charlie's in his 60s, so he is not a young man. And without giving Michael Little any warning, I made him start pitching. And it's hard to see a death glare when someone has sunglasses on, but it was there.
Did I read that Michael Little's done with softball? Is that what set him over the edge?
No,
Sure, Dan.
he tried to retire last year, the year before that. He had said before the season started, this was his last year. He wants to start coaching. So he wants to help out with
He wants to
coaching.
take
So
your job?
God, I hope so.
God, that'd be great for you.
That would be great for me. Yeah. So he does. I think he's done playing. Like he's got a bad knee. He's old. Giraffes don't have a long career in general. It's just not the fact that he's made it this long has been impressive. But yeah. So I think he's done.
One thing I wanted to talk about real quick while we're talking about softball is another thing that I'm over is cheating in gay softball. We'll leave it at that. Girl,
Oh.
Would you like to name names or?
It's just so.
I just
Show
know
the
if you're going to
receipt.
protest my team, I'm going to protest you.
It's
That's
so
all I know.
idiotic. It's so idiotic. You don't get anything for this. You're not getting paid. So anyways.
Yeah.
It actually costs you money because you now have to fly to Las Vegas and stay in
Yeah.
Las Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
For
a
10
week.
days. For 10 days.
Ugh.
Or however long.
I bet
7
it's so
days.
hot too.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah. Even the pushing, like they're pushing it back to October, even then it's still going to be, that's going to suck.
Ugh.
No, I'm not brokenhearted. We're not.
No,
going
it's fine.
Vegas.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's all
So,
good. Yeah.
day softball, we're done for the season. We're done for the year. I'm going to send out the training program, not for the Legends team. I don't think they could survive a summer training program, but the younger guys, we're going to send that out for them.
Well, we're playing summer ball, aren't we? Who thought of
They're
that?
going to cancel summer ball because they don't have enough players.
Good.
You
They're
send
having
them a
summer league.
training. You send them a summer training program.
They don't train during the season. No.
No. No.
I thought
Train.
you were serious.
Here's the
I'm like,
here's the
really?
here's the training.
Of the there's probably 30 people combined on both teams. I would say at most 7 of them work out on a regular basis.
Okay.
You're included in that, Eva. Shannon, you are
Okay.
too, because you walk with your Colt.
Okay.
Yeah, that counts. Yeah. So yeah, it's not. I mean, sorry, PH, if you ever listen to this. PH doesn't do any. He doesn't. Like PH doesn't do cardio. He doesn't like anything. Like he doesn't. Nothing with that. But like he's not doing anything to work out other than softball. Andy, edit that out.
He's in the pool. He drinks in his pool.
Drinks in.
You know who does water aerobics? Old people.
You shouldn't even do that.
Yeah, he's just standing there drinking. Yeah.
I did water aerobics many years ago for a while. My back was bothering me, and the doctor recommended, and I went, and it was a bunch of old women, and then I was probably like 35, and there was a lifeguard, and I remember telling somebody, I was like, all he does is stare at my boobs the whole time, and they were like, well, you're in there with a bunch of like 70-year-old women. Of course, he's going to stare at your boobs.
Yours are the only ones that are floating up top. Theirs are underwater.
Right, we're the only ones above the water.
Thank you, SAP. All right, so local. Well, we'll go a little more local. So obviously, you guys probably talked about the Stars. I think they lost by the time we had this. The Stars are out.
Yeah.
The Mavs. We're representing them in the background. It's not looking good.
Not looking good.
But they're coming back to Dallas. They'll play again on Wednesday. The finals are interesting, and like basketball in general is weird to me because they play best of 7. I mean, like if you're looking at baseball is really the only sport where they're playing 2 to 3, 4 game series against each other, so it makes sense to have that. But it's just always weird to me that they don't play one game and the winner moves to that one, like they do in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
but I get it; they got to make money. But there are 2 days off between every game except for Wednesday's game. Then they play again on Friday. But so basically, they played. Like the Mavs played last night, but they hadn't played again since Thursday. So they played Thursday. They sat around in Boston for 2 days. And then they played last night. And now they're back here, but they don't play tomorrow. They play again on Wednesday. It's just weird. Like the how far they're spreading it out. It's just kind of ridiculous. Like you started June 7th. You're going to be done like on the 20th. Like that's
too long.
That's way too much time. Yeah.
And the season is so long anyway.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, and it's basketball. It's not like baseball where you've got to rest your pitchers and all that, right?
Right. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
And you're playing in air conditioning.
Yeah. So.
And your game is a set amount of time.
Yeah.
Correct.
Baseball game could go 5-6 hours easily.
Yeah. But just watching the last 2 games, they look like they were outmatched. Like there's
no
just
doubt. Yeah.
They did, and even like Boston hasn't really looked great. It's like Boston played horrible last night. Like they shot like 30% from the field. Like we just couldn't do anything. And
we can't make free throws.
Can't make free throws. We just kept turning the ball over. Yeah.
And rebounding. Jeez.
So, well, and the Kyrie Irving thing, like Kyrie played awful. Like he played for Boston and he didn't get run out of town, but he didn't have a good time there and he left and like they were pissed. Like every time he gets the ball in Boston, they're booing him. Like it's a whole little dynamic, but I mean, it's Boston. Boston kind of sucks.
Didn't it used to be a best out of 5 series at one point? Or has it always been 7?
It's been, I'm sure it was at some point. It's been 7 since the 90s because I didn't really start following like NBA playoffs until the 90s when like the Bulls were relevant. Yeah. But it was 7 then. But I'm sure at some point it was a best of 3.
They realized they could make more money off of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
More games.
especially probably because of the Bulls. I mean, they were just
Oh yeah,
dominant.
I mean, in like the American Airlines Center, like it's, even with like the Stars and the Mavs, like all those home playoff games, like they were just making money. Yeah,
Counting the money. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Andy, I know you're over Caitlin Clark, but we'll talk about her for a hot minute. She was the number one pick, obviously. So the team that drafted her was going to be a crappy team. So obviously they've won 3 games, they've lost 9, so they're not doing good. But the interesting thing that's happened right now is she's being left off the USA Basketball, the Olympics roster, which is a little bit of a controversy, but really not. I mean, she's a rookie, whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the current.
She's
hot
being
topic
very
right
gracious
now.
about it, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her response was very
Yeah.
cool, though. I mean,
I
Yeah,
don't know why
and
she, I don't know why she should expect why she expects to be on the team.
I don't
Well-
think she
well,
did.
I don't think
wait,
she did. Yeah.
but wait,
I think
she
everybody
did.
else did.
I think she did.
but wait. Historically, there have been new rookies that have been on Olympic teams, like Diana Taurasi and a couple others. So it's not out of the question. So the arguments I've seen for it is, look, you've got a player who is bringing new visibility to women's basketball. Why on earth would you put her on the team so people will watch it in the Olympics?
She's done a lot
right.
for women's basketball.
I mean, just
already,
to even if she doesn't play very often, if she's in there, people may watch it more than they would normally.
just the
So-
interest, just to see how
Yeah,
she
and
does.
I think the
Absolutely.
concern was probably like she'll be a distraction for the other, like,
right.
because she's
Right.
not, she wouldn't be like, she's a great player. She was the best collegiate athlete for the past few years in women's basketball, but she's good, but she's not the best player out there on the
Yeah.
court. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Who is on the women's team? Cheryl Swoops or something?
Brittany Griner.
Cheryl Swoops.
Cheryl Swoops. Was this Texas Tech? They were in Lubbock in the 90s.
I was going to say, Cheryl Swoops is like mine.
Like, who would they pick over her? Like, don't they need young kids?
No,
they do.
got-
Do you want to
it's
go down the
stacked.
roster?
It's stacked.
Did Kennedy Carter make it? Because she is.
No,
That's the only one I knew is
Yeah.
Cheryl Swoops.
no, no,
Didn't she play?
no,
Didn't she play in
no.
WNBA?
I know Brittany Griner did. That's the only one I know
Yeah.
that made the team.
She'll be
Yeah.
high the entire time.
Hopefully she learned her lesson.
No,
So, summer is coming up, so there's going to be some summer blockbuster movies. Deadpool's one of them, which I don't know if you're into the Marvel superhero movies, but Deadpool, I think, is the only one that's really had any traction. Ticket sales. I'll tell you where you can't watch it anymore is in Dallas.
Alamo.
It's Alamo Draft House. They have closed all of their
Shiloh.
locations.
Shiloh, weren't
Hold
you a
on.
member at all?
I'm
Yeah.
paying $20 a month. So I
Oh,
actually
wait,
saw
it was a membership? I didn't know.
Yeah,
it.
you can get
for
one.
$20
yeah.
a month. You can see a movie a day.
Now, Galaxy Theaters has come in and kind of saved those people that have purchased pre-tickets and everything, and they're going to honor those. But as far as the Alamo Draft House is no
Yeah,
longer.
Are they,
saw-
are they keeping? Are they keeping?
I saw a
the
movie last
buildings?
Wednesday, and
Yeah.
the next day they closed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
The
keeping
inter-
the buildings. Just
Yeah, so
ownership.
it's the Alamo Draft House. It's a franchise that
Yeah.
owned all 5 locations. It wasn't actually Alamo franchised out to them, so Alamo didn't
Yeah.
close them. The franchise said we are closing shop.
Yeah.
Ah.
And a lot of it is due, I was reading the article today, a lot of it's due to lack of ticket sales. Nobody wants to go to the movies. You can stream them at home in the comfort of your own home. Save you what is it, $15, $17 a ticket. Then there's snacks, and then it ends up costing you for 2 people like $60,
Do you know, I used to go to movies all the time, and I was talking to some friends about it today. Do you know, since COVID,
Yeah.
I've been to the movie theater twice.
Yep.
I saw
Wow.
Top Gun, and then somebody was talking about that movie, Boys in the Boat. I was like, oh, yeah, I went to see that. I was like, that's like the second movie in 4 years I've been.
Yeah.
And I used to go to the theater all the time. I
We
just
used to go
quit during
all the time.
COVID, and
They had to save themselves, right? There were no movies were coming out, but they're also like, hey, we need to do something. So like they were just releasing it streaming,
yeah.
I mean, it
and
stays in the
that's
theater
kind of
for
ruined it
like,
because nobody wants to go.
it
Yeah,
stays in the theater for like 3 or 4 days, like a week, the opening weekend,
Yeah.
and then the next week. You can
yeah,
watch
especially if it
again.
doesn't make money, they just pull it.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but nobody wants to go see a movie on opening weekend. Like, that's the worst time to possibly ever see a movie.
Yeah, I'll wait a week.
And Rick and I have been to the movies more recently and everything, but gathered for everyone else's experience, for those who have gone, the crowds have just become so. Their attention span, literally, they're on their phones.
They're so
talking.
disrespectful too,
They're
because
Disrespectful, and it's usually like I say, we usually go like during like an early movie, like 2 weeks later, if it's still there. and it's still a crowd of people who are talking, take their kids, they're yapping, and they're on their phones, they're checking their Instagram, and they have no like qualms about it. They're like, yeah, I'm doing it, and this is it. So I that's kind of taken the whole experience out. I mean, it's just gotten worse since COVID. But yeah, with the streaming and everything now, it's just become the thing that people do, and they can just pull up in bed and watch a movie and be done.
And pause it when they want to. And
Pause it, yeah. And so yeah, no more Alamo Drafthouse, unfortunately.
They'll come back. So there's one in Grand Prairie that's opening up. That's another franchise that's opening up this year. But it's annoying because it's 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah. We go to the one that's in Cedars. And Tuesdays they would do $7 movies, and would they
do like sports watching stuff, parties and stuff?
Sometimes
there
they would
too,
do, yeah.
sometimes?
Sometimes they would do.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do these, these movies, these nostalgic movies, that one night only or something like that.
Like movie
they
parties.
Just had a bunch of they just had like a 90s nostalgia where they had like Heathers, and then they had like not Mean Girls, Jawbreaker, like just different, like Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion, and their themes. So people like to go to that. I went to the first time I ever went to Alamo Drafthouse was in Austin, and it was the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I'd never seen before, and it was one of those ones where you talk about the interactive. It was the worst experience of my life, and I said I would never, ever, ever.
I've never seen it, so.
Oh, I've yet to see it since, because it's just left a sour taste in my mouth. I just hear people just screaming and just reciting the words.
People that are into that are so into it, though,
and they dress up, and it's
and they want you to do that too. Like
Eva, that's the whole point of the.
I know, but I didn't
dressing up and
I know,
doing
but
all
I
of
didn't
that.
know. Like that's something.
Oh, if you didn't know, yeah.
After I'd watched.
Yeah, he's going to the movie thinking he's just going to watch a movie.
Yeah, and I'm like, am I watching the movie? Am I watching these people?
And
It was just a horrible experience. But nonetheless, that was the first time I went to Alamo, and they're just different here. They were just always different here than the Austin ones. But anyways, they won't be here anymore. So that's that. So I'm going to shift now to some housewife drama.
I'm gonna go switch laundry over. I'll be right back.
Real Housewives of Dubai is currently airing, which I caught up on the first episode a couple weeks ago, and it's going to be an interesting season. They've got a new cast member, and she's very vocal, and she is not apologetic, and she can just let all this crap out that she wants to. Andy, did you care for the new cast member?
No, I love her. I think she's fine.
Yeah, when she was talking about, like, when they talked about where she had bent over and they saw her butt, she's like, well, it's a good thing I waxed that day. I'm like, wow, okay, we're going with that. So that's currently going. Real Housewives of Atlanta is filming right now, and there's some drama with Miss Kenya Moore. Let me read what had happened. Apparently, Kenya has a hair care product empire. She calls it an empire in Atlanta. And apparently there was a party over the weekend that she had for that. And she featured posters of the new cast member. Her name is Brittany. And the pictures the posters were of Brittany engaging in sexual acts, and they were posted all over the party.
What?
And yeah, it's Kenya is very controversial herself, but to think that she would do something like that, yeah. But this is apparently what she did. And then so Bravo's investigating it, seeing what had happened and all this stuff. Now today came out a leaked audio where she says, quote, "You paid a hoe. Brittany does escort. There's an IG that puts her emails out on blast. She charges $1,400 for an appointment. You're not only a hoe, you a cheap hoe." End quote. So I don't know if this is what has led to this to happen. Kenya doesn't really get along with anybody. She's always the villain. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Will they suspend her? Will they, whatever? Will they not invite her back? Will they cut it out? So that is allegedly what she did. But to do something like that at your hair care party, like to promote your brand, I think is stupid, because it's like, what are you doing, girl? that's like PR disaster 101. That's not a good way to get people engaged in your hair care. So
I'm surprised she's still relevant anyway.
yeah. I love Kenya back in the
Gross.
day, but if she's stooped to this level, it's just unfortunate. And then we have so that's the Atlanta drama. Now we head up north, right, to New Jersey. North.
Yes.
Okay.
You are bad at geography. Good God.
Shiloh, let me see your arm.
Point on Shiloh where New Jersey is.
I don't think he got that tattoo because he liked it. I think he got it because of me, so I could reference
So I can
where
make
these
fun of you.
places are.
Yeah,
Yes.
just to make fun of you.
So we
So
head
you'd
up
have a
northeast. Yes, exactly. So we head up northeast to New Jersey, where apparently they're having so much drama that Bravo has now canceled the reunion. They don't have a reunion this year. And the final episode of the season will be the last episode of the
Ever?
of the entire franchise.
Of
Wow.
which
New
one?
Jersey.
Jersey?
New Jersey. And New Jersey, if you are familiar with New Jersey, I'm getting familiar. I've never watched it, but I started binging it a few months ago, and I'm on season 9. There's 13 seasons. This is the one that has Teresa Giudice and her husband Joe. It's very family centric. It's not just the wives, it's the husbands, it's the children. And they ride that all the way through. But Teresa and Joe were convicted of
in
tax
prison.
fraud, and they went to prison. Joe was born in Italy and was brought here as a child. So part of his sentencing was getting deported back to Italy. So he's no longer allowed to come back to the United States. He can't see his children. They have 4 children. But the rumor, so apparently New Jersey's done. It's finito. With no reunion to hash out any beef. They just don't want to hear it. They don't want to care. They don't care who's fighting with who. It's just not interesting to them. Apparently they've been failing a lot in the ratings. And so the ratings got so low that they said, we're not wasting money on this anymore. And this is done. Signed, sealed, delivered by. However, there are rumors that they're trying to bring a show centered on the children of some of the housewives. And they're going to film it in New York, where some of them are based at now, which the one includes Teresa's daughter, Gia, her oldest daughter, Kim Zolciak's daughter, Brielle, I think, who's just as trashy as her mama. And then Candy, her daughter,
Riley.
I can't remember. Yes, Riley from Atlanta. She goes to NYU. I think she's finishing up school there, and I think she's made plans to stay there. And then a few other from the other Bravo centric shows. And they're going to film that show and kind of take over the mantle. I think they're trying to streamline this, because originally the Housewives started off as the kids. OC was the kids and following the lives of the kids, but the kids were boring, and a lot of them didn't want to film. So the Housewives were the mothers were more interesting. And so they found it and then just wrote it all the way to what OC premieres in July, and it will be the 100th season of Real Housewives franchise.
Wow.
So you've seen the longevity. I know some of y'all watch some of them, some of you don't. I think some of it's stale. I think Andy's not interested in the reunions whenever
You
he's
can only
in
flip
the
over
reunions.
so many tables before it loses its luster.
Yeah, and call people whores, and apparently show posters of people in sexual acts of your fellow cast members. I mean,
Which episode was
Shiloh
this?
could probably verify that with his
Which episode?
with his porn research.
I've got my
So-
research. Yeah, I'm just
I
logging
mean,
with Eva's information.
At
Yeah.
what point do you just say, hey, we've had our we've had our fun, you've made your money, you've become Bravo
Time to move
celebrities,
on.
and it's time to move on and actually get a job and all these businesses that they've made, and they can make their own money and they don't need Bravo's paycheck. And then New York, I know some of you watch New York. Candy and Shannon, you've watched New York before.
I love that.
Sonia.
Candy and Shannon.
I mean, SAP's on TikTok. I can see the reflection in her glasses.
I'm
so-
looking at Susan's outpost.
So Sonia Morgan, who is one of my favorite cast members, sold her townhome finally that she got from her husband in the divorce. She's been trying to sell this thing for years. She's been bankrupt and all that stuff. She finally sold it at an auction. It was a what is it? Not a bankrupt, not a foreclosure. There you go, foreclosure auction. She wanted 17 million. She got 7.
Oh,
Yeah, and she bought it for, I think they bought it for 19 back in 1999. So she
19 million?
Yeah.
and she got it for. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
She got it for, I think, a little under 7. And so she's got rid of it. One of her storylines, most of her storylines centered around the drama with this townhome. She was repairing it. She was always having issues, and she just wanted to get rid of it. She couldn't because she had to do all the repairs and everything. Apparently she finished. Now she sold it. So now she's moving to a different area of New York. She lived on the Upper East Side. And so she's kind of finished that part of her life, and she still keeps that last name though. She's very vocal about keeping that last name. So, but yeah, and that's all I have.
Speaking of selling houses, I saw this afternoon that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have put their house on the market.
Oh, I didn't do my research on that.
Going along. I just saw it like when we started selling their $60.8 million Beverly Hills estate. They bought together in May of 2023 amid reports that divorce is imminent.
Yeah, I think they're done.
Your TikTok algorithm has changed. I thought it was firefighters.
Yeah.
This was Instagram.
Okay.
Which I
Do
was
you follow
tempted.
real estate on your Instagram?
No, it was E.
Or J-Lo. Oh, it's E.
Or it was it was
E is very
What did
reputable.
what not E, TMZ.
Perez
There
Hilton.
you go.
Oh, come on.
Perez Hilton.
Everybody follows TMZ, right? I mean,
No, I don't.
After we talked about it last week, I was tempted to watch that. We were flipping through the channels the other night. I was tempted to watch that horrible documentary and movie, but I told Rick, I said, I don't think I'm that desperate. I think I'm good.
Did they taken it down? Have they taken it down?
Mm-mm.
No, it's still on Amazon.
Oh,
It's still on
okay.
Amazon. Now Jane Fonda's probably trying to get it taken down because she's in it.
She's a traitor anyway. I got nothing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. But yeah, sorry. Well, I'll follow that story, and maybe we'll have some juicy details next time.
Yeah, that showed up right at airtime.
Oh my
Eva,
goodness.
if you needed me to talk to my sources, I can probably get some
Oh
inside
yeah,
scoop for you.
Shiloh, can you help me do some?
I forget you've got your
I need to
finger
make
on
The
the
gayest person I know
pulse
can
of
look into this.
right?
Yeah,
I need to make an
Yeah.
appointment with Agatha Christie's
a personal assistant. Yeah.
investigations.
Oh my goodness.
That's a wrap. All right, kids. Well, everybody have a good
Okay, kids.
week.
You know, we haven't said this in a while, but don't forget, if anybody wants to be on our podcast or has anything interesting to say or interesting questions, it's ifosh99@gmail.com. And
Or if
that's with
anyone-
no accent, right? Shallow.
That's it.
I don't hear anything accent at all. Yeah.
All right.
Have a
Bye,
great week,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.